In this problem, f of x is given as x square sine 1 by x for x not equal to 0, 0 for x equal to 0. We have to check at x equal to 0 whether the function is discontinuous, differentiable, non-differentiable, none of these. Okay, so you can just first check continuity and then you can check differentiability, or you can directly check the differentiability. If the function is differentiable, then you already know that the function will be continuous. Okay, so let's check the continuity first. If we check the continuity, LHL will be limit h tending to 0, f of 0 minus h will be putting minus h square sine of 1 by 0 minus h. So this value will be tending to 0 into a oscillating value between minus 1 and 1, because sine minus infinity is also an oscillating value. So LHL is already 0. Okay, f of 0 is given as 0. If we find out RHL for continuity, it will be limit h tending to 0, h square sine times of 1 by h. So this will again be tending to 0 into an oscillating value. So this value will also be equal to 0. So this function is already continuous at x equal to 0. Now let's try to check differentiability. But you already know that if the function is continuous at x equal to 0, it may or may not be differentiable. Okay, so we have to check. So for LHD, for differentiability, we'll be finding LHD, which is limit h tending to 0, f of 0 minus h minus f of 0 divided by minus h. So f of 0 minus h will be limit h tending to 0, 0 minus h whole square, which is h square sine minus 1 by h divided by minus h. Okay, f of 0 is 0 already. Okay, so now you can take the negative common. So sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so this negative will go outside and it will become h square sine of 1 by h divided by h. Now 1 h will cancel out, so we are left with limit h tending to 0, h times of sine of 1 by h. So 0 into oscillating value is 0. So LHD for this function is 0. Now let's try to calculate RHD. The formula for RHD at x equal to 0 is f of 0 plus h minus f of 0 divided by h. So what we will get is limit h tending to 0, f of 0 plus h will be h square sine of 1 by h minus f of 0 is 0 divided by h. Okay, 1 h will cancel out, so we will be left with limit h tending to 0, h sine 1 by h. So 0 into oscillating value, again it will be 0. So because LHD is equal to RHD equal to 0, both are finite, so we will say that this function is differentiable as well as continuous. So A option is false, B option is correct, C option is false. So hence the answer for this problem is option B. In this problem, f of x is given as minus 4 for x belonging to minus 4 to 0 open interval, x square minus 4 for 0 to x to 4 and close on 0. Okay, we have to check continuity and differentiability of g of x is equal to mod of f of x. Okay, so first you have to draw f of x, then we will be drawing mod of f of x. Okay, so it is better we draw, then we will write it in tabular form if required. Okay, so for minus 4 to 0, we know that here it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 on the number line. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4 on the number line, like that. Okay, so from minus 4 to 0, this function is minus 4, so it will be like this. This value we can say minus 4. Okay, now from 0 to 4 close interval, we will be having the function x square minus 4. So at 0, the value of this function is minus 4 only. Okay, and at x equal to 2, the function's value is 0, it's a upward parabola. At 4, then it will go to 16 minus 4, which is 12. So at 4, this will be going to 12. So the graph for this polynomial will be like this, upward parabola. Okay, so at 0, it will be close, it is close with the function x square minus 4. Okay, and this value is minus 4. Now what you have to do is you have to take modulus of this function. Now once you take the modulus of this function, all the values will become positive. Okay, so I'll just take the modulus in this particular graph only. So once you take the modulus of minus 4, it will become 4. So you will have graph like this, and at 0 it will be open. Okay, now once you take the modulus of x square minus 4, the lower part will go on the upward direction, so it will become like this. Okay, so here it will be close. So this graph is already, because you have taken the negative, if you can see that minus 4 became 4 by modulus, x square minus 4 will become 4 minus x square, because you have taken mirror about x-axis. Okay, so it will become like this. So we have now this function, and this function is same x square minus 4, because in front of 2 in for x greater than 2 the function is same as xk minus 4, it is not changed by taking the modulus. So if you see, this function is continuous everywhere, there is no break in the graph. Okay, so this function is continuous everywhere, so A option is false, discontinuous at everywhere. Okay, continuous everywhere but not differentiable at x equal to 2. You can directly check from the graph, there is a pointed graph here. At 2 it is pointed graph, so there is a sharp turn in this graph, so obviously option 2 is correct. Discontinuous and non-differentiable, this is false because the graph is continuous, so obviously the answer for this problem is option B. Okay, you can now also check this problem by writing down it in the tabular form and taking the derivative, because this function is continuous and having polynomials. Okay, so you can check like that also, but we have checked this problem, solved this problem with the help of a graph, which is quite easy. Okay, in this problem we have to see mod x is not differentiable at. Okay, so this is quite an oral problem, you might have seen in the theory lectures also. So we already know the mod x graph is like this, V shape. It is x for x greater than equal to 0 and minus x for x less than 0. It is clearly seen that at x equal to 0 this function is non-differentiable. Okay, but suppose in exam or in CBSE you have to prove it. Okay, so how you will do it? So at x equal to 0 you have to write this as you will check RHD, which will be limit h tending to 0, f of 0 plus h. So mod of 0 plus h minus f of 0 divided by h. So h, because is a positive value, you will be writing this as h by h, which is 1. Okay. Now for LHD, what you will be writing? Limit h tending to 0, 0 minus h modulus minus mod 0 divided by minus h. So this will become limit h tending to 0. H, because is a positive value, modulus of minus h will be h divided by minus h, and this value will become minus 1. So hence at x equal to 0 the function is non-differentiable. At x equal to 1 you can clearly see from both the side there is only same tangent, or you can calculate using RHD, LHD also, the derivative will be 1. Okay, at x equal to minus 1 you can also clearly see there is only one tangent with slope minus 1, and hence the function is differentiable at 1 and minus 1 and non-differentiable at x equal to 0. Hence the answer for this problem is option B. In this problem, a piecewise function is given, minus x for x less than 0, x raised to the power 2 for 0 to 1 closed interval, for x greater than 1 it is x cube minus x plus 1. Now we need to check its differentiability at x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. Okay. Now suppose if it is a CBSE problem, okay, it is asked in board examination, then you have to check at x equal to 0 and x equal to 1 with the help of left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Okay, you cannot skip that. But for JEE Mains we already know some rules and we can use that. So for JEE Mains what we used to do is, these are simple function, we can directly differentiate provided function is continuous. Okay, so at x equal to 0 if you check, LHL will be minus 0, which is equal to 0 only. RHL will be 0 whole square, which is 0 only. Okay, and f of 0 equality is 0 square, which is equal to 0. So it is continuous at x equal to 0. Okay, let's check at x equal to 1. At x equal to 1, LHL is 1 raised to the power 2, which is 1 only. RHL is 1 cube minus 1 plus 1. I hope you are getting this thing. This is 1. F of 1 is equality is at 1 square. It is equal to 1. So this function is continuous at x equal to 0 as well as 1. Okay, now what we will do is, we will try to find f dash x. Because this function is continuous and simple, we can directly differentiate. For x less than 0 you will be getting minus 1. For 0 to x to 1 open interval, why we won't put equality right now? Because we doesn't know that the derivative exists at x equal to 0 or x equal to 1. You can put it if the function is differentiable at x equal to 0 as well as 1. Okay, for 0 to 1 derivative of x square is 2x, derivative of x raised to the power 2 is 2x. For x greater than 1 it is 3x square minus 1. Okay, now if we check LHD at x equal to 0, so at x equal to 0 LHD is minus 1 and RHD is 2 into 0, which is 0. So this function is not differentiable at x equal to 0, and hence you cannot put equality at x equal to 0. So non-differentiable at x equal to 0, or you can say not differentiable at x equal to 0. Okay, so now let's check at x equal to 1. So at x equal to 1 our LHD is, you have to take limit, you already know that you have to put 1 here. Okay, at x equal to 0 you have to put in place of x 0. So LHD will be 2 into 1, which is 2. Okay, and RHD will be 3 into 1 raised to the power 2 1 square minus 1, which is 2 again. So here you can put equality. Why? Because this function is differentiable, okay, at x equal to 1. So we say that function is not differentiable at x equal to 0 but differentiable at x equal to 1. So differentiable at x equal to 1 but not at x equal to 0, and hence the answer for this problem is option B. Okay. In this problem also we have to check continuity as well as differentiability. So let's check at x equal to 1. So first let's check continuity, because these are simple functions. So LHL at x equal to 1, continuity at x equal to 1 we are checking. So LHL will be 3 raised to the power 1, which is 3. RHL will be 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3, and f of 1 is equal to 3 raised to the power 1, which is again equal to 3. Okay, so this function is continuous at x equal to 1, so we can differentiate. So for f dash x, what we will do is from minus 1 to x to 1, okay, we will differentiate this term to get 3 raised to the power x ln 3. Okay, for 1 to x to 4 we can take the derivative and we'll put this as 4 minus x derivative will be 0 minus 1, so it will be minus 1 only. Okay, so for LHD now what we can do is, for LHD at x equal to 1 we are checking. Okay, LHD we will use which function, 3 raised to the power x ln 3, you will just put the value 1, so it will be 3 ln 3, and RHD will be minus 1. So this function is obviously, these two values are not equal and hence non-differentiable. So continuous but not differentiable, and hence the answer for this problem is option A. Which of the following function is not differentiable at x equal to 0? Okay, so let's check this function one by one. First is y is equal to x mod x. This will be differentiable at x equal to 0. Why? Because I can tell you directly that mod x is non-differentiable at x equal to 0, but you have multiplied with its root. Okay, so x equal to 0 is the root of mod x only, because mod x is changing its shape at x equal to 0. Okay, it changes its definition at x equal to 0, so it will definitely be differentiable at x equal to 0. Now let's try to check that. Minus x square for x less than 0, you already know mod x will open up in minus x for x less than 0, x square for x greater than equal to 0. Okay, so because this is continuous, you can directly derivative, so you can take the derivative, it will become minus 2x for x less than 0 and 2x for x greater than 0. Now at x equal to 0, if you see at x equal to 0, LHD will be minus 2 into 0, which is 0 only, and RHD will be 2 into 0, which is again 0, and hence this function is differentiable. You can put equality also. Okay, so this function is differentiable, so this won't be our answer. B is already a polynomial function, so this is also differentiable, it won't be our answer. E raised to the power minus x is an exponential function, it is always smooth and differentiable, so this won't be our answer. Let's check D option now. D will be non-differentiable for sure, because y is equal to x plus mod x. This function is always continuous and differentiable. Okay, so we know the theorem already that this mod x is non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So if you add one differential function and non-differential function, or if you add or subtract one differential function and one non-differential function, the result is non-differential function. Even I will just open it up and check it. For x less than 0 it will be 0. For x greater than equal to 0, this mod x will open up in x, so it will become 2x. Is this clear? For x less than 0, mod x will open up in minus x, so it will become 0. For x greater than equal to 0, mod x will open up in x, so it will become 2x. So derivative, this is continuous already, so if you take derivative of 0 is 0. For greater than 0, the derivative is 2. So at x equal to 0, if we see for this particular function, LHD is 0 and RHD is 2. So this function is, for this function at x equal to 0, LHD and RHD both are finite but not equal, and hence this function is non-differentiable. Okay, so answer for this problem will be option D. In this problem, f of x is given as sine of mod x, and we have to see which of the options are correct. So sine of mod x will be continuous for all x, so this is already true. This statement is true. Why? Because mod x is continuous on x belongs to R. Sine of x is continuous on x belongs to R, so its composite function will always be continuous, and hence this function will be continuous at all x belongs to R. We need to check the differentiability at x equal to 0, because sine is a differentiable function, but mod x is non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So at x equal to 0, we have to check its differentiability. Continuous only at certain points, This is false statement because this function is continuous on all x belongs to R. So let's check the differentiability at x equal to 0. Okay, so can I write this function as minus sin x for x less than 0 and sin x for x greater than equal to 0? Because this function is continuous, you can see it from LHL, RHL as well also. So we'll take the derivative now. We can directly differentiate if the function is continuous. So you will have minus cos x for x less than 0, cos x for x greater than 0. Okay, now if you take at x equal to 0, you will find LHD of f of x. Okay, this will be minus cos 0, it will be minus 1, and RHD of f of x, which is also cos 0 equal to 1. So because LHD is not equal to RHD, and hence the function is non-differentiable. Is this clear? The function is non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So differentiable at all points is also a false statement. Also you can draw the graph of this function. Let's try to draw that also. Now let's try to check this with the help of graph. So we have this function sin x. The range will be from 1 to minus 1. Okay, now I have to, this is the graph of sin x. We have to draw the graph of sine of mod x. So you already know the transformation from x to mod x is reject left half and take mirror of right and left, take mirror of right and left. Okay, so which part we have to reject? We have to reject this part on the left hand side. Okay, so we'll just reject this part, and we have this part, we have to take the mirror of right and left. So this part will remain same, and once you take the mirror, so it will be like this. Okay, so this function will be like this. So if you see for x greater than 0, this function is always continuous and differentiable. For x less than 0, it is always continuous and differentiable, but this function has a sharp corner at x equal to 0 and hence non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So this function is non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So let's check which option is correct. So for us, only this function is continuous for all x is a true statement, and hence the answer for this problem will be option A. This problem is quite easy, you can solve it orally also. If f of x is mod of x minus 3, then f is discontinuous at x equal to 2. No, obviously it is continuous at x equal to 2. Okay, because mod x is always continuous. Differentiable at x equal to 3. No, this is also false because mod x is differentiable, non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So mod of x minus 3, this graph will be pointed at x equal to 3. Okay, so it will be non-differentiable at x equal to 3. Is this clear? Okay, so graph will be like this. So it will be pointed at x equal to 3 and hence non-differentiable at x equal to 3. So non-differentiable at x equal to 2, no, false. It is at x equal to 2, it is only one tangent, so it will be differentiable at x equal to 2. Continuous but not differentiable at x equal to 3, and hence the answer for this problem will be option D because it is correct. This graph is continuous at x equal to 3 and non-differentiable at x equal to 3. In this problem, function f of x is given as mod of x minus 1 plus mod of x minus 2. We have to check at which points it is non-differentiable in closed interval 0 to 3. Because these two are linear mod with the coefficient of x as 1 and they are added together. So we already know the graph of this will be of bucket shape. You can easily draw with the help of ordered pair also. At x equal to 1, if you say, the value will be 1 only. At x equal to 2, the value will again be 1. At x equal to 0, 1 plus 2, it will be 3. At x equal to 3, it will be 2 plus 1, again 3. So you can draw the graph of this function like this. Okay, so it is like this. So we can clearly see that for x less than 1, this is a straight line which is a polynomial term only. Linear polynomial, so it will be differentiable always. X greater than 2, it is always differentiable. From 1 to 2, it is a constant function which is 1, it is differentiable. Only at 1 and 2 there are bends, there are sharp corners. So at 1 and 2 this function will be non-differentiable, and hence the answer for this problem will be option D. Okay, you can also check this problem with the help of opening up if you don't know the graph. So I have just opened this function here itself. From 0 to 1 open, if you take the interval, because we have to see from 0 to 3 only. From 0 to 1, if you take the value x as half, this the inside term will be negative and this inside term will be negative, so we will be opening the mod with the negative sign. So it will become minus of x minus 1 minus of x minus 2, so it will become 1 plus 2 will be 3, minus 2x. From 1 to 2 closed interval, you take 1.5, this value will be positive and this value will be negative, so it will opening up as x minus 1 plus 2 minus x, value will be 1. For x greater than 2, so you have to go till 3 only. So from 2 to 3 closed interval, you take say 2.5, both the modulus inside values are positive, so it will be opening up as x minus 1 plus x minus 2, which is 2x minus 3. So we already got the function as, how we got the function, this is 3 minus 2x, 3 minus 2x from 0 to 1, okay, and then we have 1 from 1 to 2 closed interval, and 2x minus 3 from 2 to x to 3 closed interval, okay. So because this function is continuous already, you can check also, you can directly differentiate. So f dash x will be, because 2 mod, if you are adding 2 mod, both are continuous, the function will be continuous. So from 0 to 1, if you take the derivative, you will get the value, derivative of 3 is 0, derivative of minus 2x is minus 2. From 1 to 2, you will take the derivative of 1, which is 0. From 2 to 3, okay, derivative of 2x minus 3 is 2 only. So it is clear that from 0 to 1 this function is differentiable, but at x equal to 1 and at x equal to 2, this function f of x is non-differentiable, because LHD and RHD are different, okay. At 1, LHD is minus 2, RHD is 0. At 2, LHD is 0, RHD is 2. At x equal to 2, LHD is 0 and RHD is 2. Both are not equal, and hence the function will be non-differentiable at 1, 2. The answer for this problem will be option D. In this problem, f of x is given as 1 for x less than 0 and 1 plus sin x for 0 to x to pi by 2. We have to check the derivative at x equal to 0. So let's first check the continuity. So continuity at x equal to 0, if we check, LHL will be 1 only, okay, and RHL will be 1 plus sin 0, which is again 1, and f of 0 will be 1 plus sin 0, which is again 1. So because LHL is equal to RHL equal to f of 0, and hence this function is continuous at x equal to 0. Now we can directly differentiate, because this function is a simple function and continuous also. So for x less than 0, derivative will be 0. For x 0 to pi by 2, the derivative will be, derivative of 1 plus sin x will be cos x, okay. So at x equal to 0, if you try to find out LHD will be 0 only, and RHD will be cos 0, which is equal to 1, because LHD and RHD are not equal, and hence this function will be non-differentiable at x equal to 0. So 1 is not answer, 0 is not answer, infinity is not answer, does not exist. So the answer for this problem will be option D. In this problem, f of x is given as x upon 1 plus mod x, okay, and we need to check the differentiability in the open interval minus infinity to infinity. We need to check at which interval this function is differentiable, okay. Now if you see, 1 upon 1 plus mod x will be non-differentiable at x equal to 0, because of mod x is present. Now if x is there, if you multiply it with x, then we are pretty sure with this example, if you remember, mod x is non-differentiable at x equal to 0, but once you multiply it with x, it will become differentiable. Similarly, this function will be differentiable on x belongs to R, okay, but still we will check it. So the answer for this problem will be minus infinity to infinity. So we can check it also. How you can write this function as, for x less than 0, this function will be x upon 1 minus x, okay. For x greater than 0, this function will be x upon 1 plus x, and you can include equality also, okay. Now let's try to check LHD as well as RHD for this problem, because this is also a rational function, you can directly differentiate also, okay. So let's try to directly differentiate. So if you calculate f dash x, for u by v, derivative you might be knowing, the derivative of u by v is v du minus u dv divided by v square. This is the quotient rule of derivative, okay. So we can write this as v into du minus u into dv divided by v square. This is the derivative for x less than 0, okay. Let's simplify this term. This will become 1 minus x plus x, so this will become, we'll just write it here only, 1 minus x plus x, so it will become 1 upon 1 minus x whole square for x less than 0. For the derivative of x upon x 1 plus x, we will get v into du minus u into dv by v square. It will again become 1 upon 1 plus x raised to the power 2, okay, for x greater than 0. Now if we take at x equal to 0, because this function was continuous. So at x equal to 0, because this function was continuous, so we can directly differentiate, and we did. At x equal to 0, LHD will be 1 upon 1 minus 0 raised to the power 2, which is 1, and RHD will be 1 upon 1 plus 0 raised to the power 2, which is 1. Okay, so this function will be differentiable at x equal to 0, because LHD and RHD both are equal. Rest we need not to check anywhere, because rest everywhere the function is a rational function and it will be differentiable, and hence the answer for this problem will be option A. The thing which I told you is that it is always applicable that if there is a non-differentiable function and it has a single value, like at x equal to 1 or at x equal to 2 or x equal to 3, it is becoming non-differentiable. Okay, it is like mod x is present or some other function is there, and if you multiplied it with its root, then the function will become differentiable. Okay, but still if you have doubt anywhere in the problem, you can do one thing, you can check it through LHD as well as RHD. In this problem, f of x is given as minimum of curly bracket mod of x minus 1, this is first function, mod of x plus 1 second function, and the 1 which is third function. So what we will do is we will draw all these three graphs, then we will highlight the part which is minimum of all these three functions. So first is y is equal to x minus 1. So this graph will be pointed at x equal to 1, modulus function. So it will be V shape pointed at x equal to 1. So it will pass through 0 comma 1. Okay. Now this is the graph of y is equal to mod of x minus 1. Okay. Now let's draw the graph of y is equal to mod of x plus 1. It has root minus 1. So it will be pointed at x equal to minus 1. So this graph will become like this. So this will be y is equal to mod of x plus 1. These two lines will be parallel because both have slope 1 on the right hand side of this graph has slope 1 for x greater than minus 1, and y is equal to mod of x minus 1 has slope 1 for x greater than 1. Okay. Now 1 is a constant function, y is equal to 1 is a constant line, so we can draw that also. So I'll just be highlighting this like this. So it will be passing through 0 comma 1 parallel to x-axis. Now you have to draw the minimum of all these three graphs. So how to draw the minimum? At a particular value of x, you will just pick the minimum value. So the minimum value if we pick, it will be this straight line till here, because from all these three graphs, first graph, second graph and third graph, one is the black one, the blue one and the maroon one and the red one, sorry, the minimum is on the red one. Okay. Similarly here the minimum is on the blue one. Again here the minimum is on the blue one, then here it is on the black one, then here again it is on the black one, then here again it is on the red one. Okay, so this is the final graph which we have drawn in the maroon color. Okay, so this is our final graph. Okay, now let's try to check at how many number of points it is non-differentiable. For that you just need to check where is the graph pointed. Okay, where there is sharp corners. Okay, so at this point, this is first point. Okay, this is our second point, this is our third point, this is our fourth point, and this is our fifth point. So the answer for this problem will be option D, which is 5. I hope it is clear how to draw the minimum of the function and how to check directly from the graph that whether the function is differentiable at which point or not. Okay. In this problem, function f of x is given. We have to check its differentiability. So if you see, the function is x upon 1 plus e raised to the power 1 by x for x not equal to 0. Okay, 0 for x equal to 0. Now this function will be differential for x less than 0 as well as for x greater than 0. Why? Because this function is always defined and it will be differentiable. Okay, you can see that 1 upon 1 plus e raised to the power 1 by x is always differentiable, and x is also differentiable. Okay. So multiplication of these two functions will always be differentiable, and the function is changing definition at x equal to 0 only, so we'll be looking at x equal to 0. So for the function at x equal to 0, let's try to calculate RHD. RHD will be limit h tending to 0, f of 0 plus h minus f of 0 divided by h. Okay, so now this value will be limit h tending to 0, h upon 1 plus e raised to the power 1 by h minus f of 0 is 0 divided by h. Now h will cancel out with h, so we will be left with limit h tending to 0, 1 upon 1 plus e raised to the power 1 by h. Okay, so now this value will be tending to 1. On the numerator it will be 1 exactly, and in the denominator it will be e raised to the power infinity will be tending to infinity, so 1 divided by tending to infinity will tends to 0. So RHD value is 0. Now let's try to calculate LHD. For LHD you will be writing limit h tending to 0 f of 0 minus h minus f of 0 divided by minus h. Okay, now this will become limit h tending to 0. In place of 0 minus h you will be putting minus h 1 plus e raised to the power minus 1 by h minus f of 0 is 0 divided by minus h. Now minus h will cancel out with minus h. We will be left with 1 upon 1 plus e raised to the power minus 1 by h. Okay, so this value is e raised to the power minus infinity, okay, which is 1 by e raised to the power infinity, and which will tends to 0. So the value is 1. Because RHD is 0 and LHD is 1, so this function is non-differentiable at x equal to 0. Okay, so this function is differentiable on x belongs to r minus 0, which can also be written as r suffix 0. Okay, so C is the correct answer for this problem. In this problem, f of x is given as x raised to the power alpha sine 1 by x for x not equal to 0, 0 for x equal to 0, and this function is differentiable at x equal to 0. We have to find the value of alpha. Okay, so if this function is differentiable at x equal to 0, then LHD at x equal to 0 should be equal to RHD at x equal to 0 should be equal to finite value. Okay, so this is the definition. So once you apply LHD, you will be left with limit h tending to 0, f of 0 minus h, it will give us minus h raised to the power alpha sine of minus 1 by h minus f of 0 is 0 divided by minus h. This will be equal to limit h tending to 0, h raised to the power alpha sine of 1 by h minus f of 0 is 0 divided by h, and this value should be equal to finite. Okay, so now we can simplify this term and write limit h tending to 0 minus h raised to the power alpha minus 1 sine of minus 1 by h. Okay, this value should be equal to limit h tending to 0, h raised to the power alpha minus 1 sine of 1 by h equal to finite. Now you already know that sine of this value will be an oscillating value from minus 1 to 1, because it will be becoming sine of minus infinity. Similarly, this value will be oscillating between minus 1 and 1. Okay, now this value will give us, first you see this RHD value, this value will be equal to 0 if alpha is greater than 1. Why? Because if alpha is equal to 1, then it will be oscillating and limit won't exist. If alpha is greater than 1, then tending to 0 raised to the power say 0.1, tending to 0 raised to the power say 0.2, all these values will be exactly tending to 0 into an oscillating value. So tending to 0 into oscillating value will give us 0 term. Okay, so this value will be equal to 0 in case when alpha is greater than 1. Similarly, for this case, if alpha is greater than 1 and provided minus h raised to the power alpha minus 1 is defined, because if alpha minus 1 be in the form of fraction like 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, then it won't be defined. So minus h raised to the power alpha minus 1, provided it is defined, okay, this will also tends to 0 into oscillating value, which will also give us the value 0. Okay, so if alpha is greater than 1, this function will be differentiable. So for all alpha greater than 1, this is not differentiable. You have to keep this in mind, because if the function is defined for 0 plus and 0 minus, it won't be defined for all values of alpha. Okay, but the necessary condition is that alpha should be greater than 1. At 1 it is not differentiable, because at 1 it will become h sine 1 by h minus f of 0 divided by h, limit h tending to 0, so it will give us an oscillating value. So the answer for this problem will be option B. The number of points in the interval open interval 0 to 2 where the derivative of this function does not exist. Okay, so we have f of x as mod of x minus half plus mod of x minus 1 plus tan x. We already know that suppose we have two functions g and h. If this is differentiable at x equal to a and h is non-differentiable at x equal to a, then their sum will be non-differentiable at x equal to a. So at x equal to half, the first modulus is non-differentiable, but the rest of the two functions are differentiable. So at x equal to half, this function is, the overall function is non-differentiable. Similarly, at x equal to 1, The second function mod of x minus 1 is non-differentiable, rest two are differentiable. Okay, so this function will be non-differentiable. At x equal to pi by 2, which is also lying between 0 to 2, this tan x is discontinuous, obviously it will be non-differentiable. So overall 3 points we got in 0 to 2 at which this complete function is non-differentiable, and hence the answer for this problem will be option C. In this problem, f of x is given as sine of pi times of greatest integer x. Okay, so we need to check whether this function is differentiable, non-differentiable, or at what points. Okay, so you already know that sine of n pi, where n belongs to integer, is always equals to 0. Okay, so we already know this value of sine of n pi. So the greatest integer x is always integer, so f of x will always be equal to sine of integer into pi, so it will be integral pi only. So sine of integral pi is always 0, so this function will always be a constant function, which is x-axis only, straight line passing through origin, and x-axis only, so it will be y equal to 0 only. So this function is always continuous as well as differentiable, so the answer for this problem will be option A. Okay, in this problem f of x is given as maximum of curly bracket sin x comma half from the interval close 0 to 5 pi by 2. Okay, we have to find the number of points where it is non-differentiable, so we just need to draw the graph of maximum of sin x comma half. So from 0 to 3 pi I have drawn the graph of sin x, you already know this, it lies between -1 and 1. Now we'll be drawing the graph of half. Half is a y is equal to half is a parallel line to x-axis. Okay, constant function, so we have already drawn the graph of y is equal to half also. Now we have to take maximum of two function which are given, so you will be getting this line here, because from 0 to this point, which is pi by 6, the half is maximum. Then you have to take this curve which is maximum, then you have to take again the constant line y is equal to half, then again sin x, then again constant line. Okay, so you have to check at this particular interval from 0 to 5 pi by 2. Okay, so how many points at which the function is non-differentiable? You just check the sharp corners. Okay, so this is first one, this is second one, this is third one, so there are 3 points only. So the answer for this problem will be option B. Okay, is this clear? Because graph is having pointed positions at these 3 points. This graph is pointed at these 3 points, or it is having a sharp corner at this point, first point, second point, third point. So the answer for this problem is option B. In this problem, f of x is given as mod of x minus 2 and g of x is given as f of x. Then for x greater than 20, we have to find g dash x. Okay, now let's first find out g of x. G of x is f of f, which is same as f of x. So in place of f of x, we can write mod of x minus 2. Okay, now f of x is mod of x minus 2, so f of f will be mod of f minus 2. Is this clear? In place of x, we have to put f. Okay, so we can write this term as mod of x minus 2 minus 2. I hope this is clear. Now we have to simplify this term for x greater than 20. Now you have to just open up the mod. If you can take any value greater than 20, say you have taken x equal to 21, so this mod inside mod is positive, so this will open up in x minus 2 minus 2. Now this will become mod of x minus 4. Okay, for x greater than 20, it will open up as x minus 4 for x greater than 20. So this is our g of x. So g dash x will be, you have to just take the derivative, it will be 1 for x greater than 20. So this will be the answer for this problem. Okay, so the answer for this problem is option A. In this problem, it is given that f of x is a function such that f double dash x is equal to minus of f of x, and f dash x is equal to g of x, and h of x is a function which is equal to f square x plus g square x. Okay, and h of 5 is given as 11, so we have to find the value of h of 10. Okay, now let's try to differentiate this term, because f dash x and f double dash x is given. So h dash x will be equal to 2 f of x into f dash x. plus 2g of x into g dash x. Is this clear? So it will be, we will be applying chain rule. So if we have t square, so you will be getting the derivative as 2t into derivative of t. Okay. Now we know the value of f dash x, which is g of x, but we don't know the value of g dash x. So for that we'll just differentiate this term. So g dash x will become equal to f double dash x, which is equal to minus of f of x. So I'll just replace the functions now. 2 f of x in place of f dash x, we can write g of x, okay, plus 2g of x in place of g dash x, we can write minus f of x. So if you see, these two terms will cancel out. It means h dash x is 0. So if h dash x is equal to 0, it means h of x is a constant function. So we can write h of x is equal to k. Now we know the value of h of 5. So h of 5 will be equal to k because it is a constant function which is given as 11, and hence we have the value of k as 11. So value of h of 10, now the function h of x, you can say, will become 11 always. So the value of h of 10, the value of h of any real number will be equal to 11. So the answer for this problem will be 11, which is not given in the option, and hence the answer is D. If the derivative of function f of x is everywhere continuous, then we have to find the value of a and b. Because derivative is continuous, f dash x is continuous, so we can say that we have to find first f dash x, and for that, for f dash x to exist, f of x should be continuous. Okay, so first condition we will apply at x equal to minus 1, because for x less than minus 1 it is a parabola, it will always be continuous. For x greater than minus 1 it is parabola, again it is always be continuous. Okay, so at x equal to minus 1, for f of x, we will say LHL should be equal to RHL should be equal to f of minus 1. So LHL we will get a plus b, RHL we will get b minus a plus 4, and this will also be b minus a plus 4 f of minus 1, because equality is with the bx square plus ax plus 4. Now equating these two, we will get b and b will cancel out. 2a is equal to 4, so the value of a will be equal to 2. Now we already got the option a, because there is no other option containing value of a equal to 2, but still we'll check the value of b. Now we have to make sure that f dash x is continuous. Okay, so we'll find out f dash x now. Let's write the function again. F of x now will be equal to 2x square plus b for x less than minus 1, and bx square plus ax, which is plus 2x plus 4 for x greater than or equal to minus 1, because this function is also continuous. F dash x is this function f of x is also continuous. Now f dash x we have to make it continuous. So we'll be finding f dash x, we can directly differentiate because this function is continuous. So for x less than minus 1 it will be 4x. For x greater than minus 1 it will be 2bx plus 2. Equality will hold because this function is continuous. Okay, now we'll be applying LHL of f dash x should be equal to RHL of f dash x. This should be equal to f dash of minus 1. Okay, because we are finding at x equal to minus 1. So it will value will be minus 4 is equal to minus 2b plus 2. This should be equal to minus 2b plus 2. So we will have the value minus 2b is equal to minus 6. So the value of b will be equal to 3. One more important thing you need to know is, for simple functions, okay, we can always say that continuity of f dash x is same as differentiability of f of x. So it's a quite an important point. You have seen that LHL of f dash x is same as LHD actually, and RHL of f dash x is same as RHD. So we got a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3, and hence the answer for this problem is option A. In this problem, f of x is given as mod of x minus 1 whole mod, and we have to find where this function is non-differentiable. So one thing is that you can check at 0, 1 and minus 1 which are the roots of this function, because mod x has x equal to 0 as root, and mod of x minus 1 has x equal to plus minus 1 as its roots. Okay, so one thing is that if you want to do it in CBSE also, you will check at x equal to 0. you will check LSD equal to RSD, whether LSD equal to R is equal to finite, this definition is being followed or not. If it is not followed, it will be non-differentiable. Similarly at x equal to 1 as well as x equal to minus 1. Here we will be solving this problem with the help of a graph, because we already know the graph of mod of x minus 1 whole mod. So let's try to do that. First I'll be drawing the graph of mod x. So you know that the graph of mod x will be like this. It is a V shape. Okay, so this is V shape. Now mod of x minus 1 will be, it will be going, you have drawn the graph of y is equal to mod x. So for y is equal to mod x minus 1, this graph will go 1 unit downwards. So we'll just take this graph 1 unit downwards. Okay, so this will become y is equal to mod of x minus 1. Now you have to again take the mod of this. So final graph will be, this point will be minus 1 and this point will be 1, because at x equal to 1 this value of y is 0, at x equal to minus 1 also value of y is 0. So now you will take the final mod. So you will have this kind of graph. This graph in the functions modulus, once you take the modulus of the whole function, you have to flip lower half of the graph in the upper half. You have to just flip it, okay, because everything will be positive now. So it will go like this, then again it will be like this, here it will be like this. Okay, so you will have final graph like this. Okay, so at how many points it is non-differentiable? It is very clear. We have a sharp corners at these points. So at x equal to minus 1, at x equal to 0 and at x equal to 1, this function is non-differentiable. So the answer for this problem will be option A.